Welcome to KSSU On Campus. I'm Anna Johnson.
And I'm Josh Spreiter.
And today we'll be joined by Ben Tiensvold on behalf of Enactus, Noah Olson on behalf of Campus Crusade for Christ, and Hilary Rasmussen, the Assistant Director for the Forensics team on campus. Welcome back. Today we're joined with Ben Tiensvold, as I said, who's from Enactus. Welcome, Ben.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Great. So can you tell us what Enactus is?
Yes, I think we need to rewind a little bit because Enactus just recently became Enactus, but before we were known as Students in Free Enterprise, or SIFE for short, and we've been on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State University since 2001. But it's a nationwide program and then an international program. So there's approximately 600 campuses across the United States that have now Enactus teams, and then 37 countries in the world that are part of Enactus. So
that's impressive.
It is. We have over 50,000 students that are involved with the organization around the globe. So.
Excellent. So does that mean that our on-campus group of Enactus is pretty large too, feeding into that 50,000?
This year we have about 40 to 50 members.
Okay.
It fluctuates week by week, but for sure 40 active members on campus.
When did you join the organization?
I joined as a sophomore, specifically just for the presentation team, which presents at a regional level and then a national level. And then if you win nationals, you go on to the World Cup. But I joined just for the presentation part of it. And then I felt so involved just by presenting on it that I decided to actually get involved with other aspects of it besides just presentation.
Okay. So you talk about the presentation team. Is that one of several teams? How is Enactus set up within that group?
It's set up so that for regionals, it's anybody in the region, and it's divided into 8 regions. So we usually go to Minneapolis for our regional competition, and then from there, I believe it's 30 teams move on to nationals, and then at nationals it goes from about 120 teams to 1 team.
Wow.
So last year we actually made it 16th place at nationals, which was very
nice.
Exciting.
That's awesome. Have you had any opportunities to explore other countries or anything like that? You said it was a worldwide organization.
I actually was fortunate enough to travel to the World Cup this year, which was held in Washington, D.C. Last year it was in Malaysia, and so we couldn't afford to travel to Malaysia. But this year we were able to travel to Washington, D.C. and watch all 37 countries present. And so it was very cool to see all of the different cultures come together. All of the different individuals would come in their native countries, dress and waving their flag and all kinds of stuff. So
like a college tiny version of the Olympics.
It was really exciting. They even had Kanan, the singer, come and give a performance. So there's about 5,000 people from all different countries, and everybody was just waving flags, and it was really exciting.
Wow.
Do you guys have a limit of how many people can be in the organization? Is it open to anybody, or?
No, it's open to anybody regardless of major. We have all different kinds of majors, from speech to culinology to biology to exercise science. We just have just about every type of major you can imagine, and we can have as many students join as there are on campus. So
awesome. I saw something about your involvement with Jamaica recently.
Yes, we do have 2 projects currently in Jamaica. One of them is called Faith's Pen Rest Stop, and it's about 30 cook shops in a semi-remote mountainous area of Jamaica. Similar to what we might know in the United States as kind of a wall drug feel. And they were starting to fall into disrepair, starting to really not be a tourist destination anymore. So our team made 3 trips last year to Faith's Pen, and were able to completely help them remodel it and promote their business and all kinds of things. So We've reached over 13 million people through all of the newspaper and television stories that were written on it. And our most exciting thing that we just recently found out about was that the travel channel for the television show, I believe it's Bizarre Eats or Bizarre Foods, went there and filmed there. So
Wow.
Cool.
our little logo will be on the travel channel. So
That's awesome.
that's exciting. And then our new project for this year is also in Jamaica, working at a Jamaican orphanage.
Oh, fun. Excellent.
Last year we had 27 individuals travel to Jamaica, and this year so far we've already had 4, and we'll be taking another 14 in December.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Ben. We do appreciate you
Yes.
being here. I guess we're going to come back to KSSU On Campus in just a few minutes.
Reach is limited. No matter how great our intentions, on our own, we can only stretch so far. But at Rotary, we believe the right group of people working together can make our communities, our world, a better place. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Do you know a young woman with severe joint and chest pain, fever, skin rashes, and overwhelming fatigue? Common symptoms for a challenging ailment, lupus. A very serious, sometimes deadly immune disorder. Lupus affects millions of people, usually attacking women during their childbearing years. Symptoms are often misdiagnosed for years. Delay in treatment can cost someone you love their family or their life. The Lupus Foundation of America wants to end this by educating physicians as well as those people at risk. Please help.
Hello and welcome back to KSSU On Campus. We're now joined with a representative from Campus Crew. Thanks for joining us today on KSSU.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, Noah. Can you tell us what Crew is?
Crew stands for Campus Crusade for Christ. Crew is one of the largest college Christian organizations in the country and in the world. It's meant to be an outlet for people in their faith and Christians to be able to get together and grow in their faith throughout their college years.
Is it any particular denomination?
Nope, it's non-denominational within the Christian
Excellent.
religion.
Excellent. Well, excuse me, can you tell us how large the group is on campus here?
We have about 80 to 100 people show up to our weekly meetings. We meet in Upper CC at 9:15 on Monday nights.
Okay, great. So anybody can come and join in?
Yep, anyone can come. Yep.
What does a typical night look like?
Well, it's an hour long. We have 30 minutes of worship and about 30 minutes of a speaker.
Okay. Is it one particular speaker every week?
Nope, we have different people come in. Maybe a local pastor or someone gives a sermon, a fellow student, or someone shares their testimony.
Oh, fantastic. So you get to kind of know the student body a little bit and join in with people who have similar ideas to you.
Yep.
How long have you been a part of Crew?
I've been a part of Crew since my freshman year, and I started being a leader in Crew the end of my sophomore year.
Did someone kind of encourage you to go into it, or did you just kind of seek it out yourself?
Well, it's heavily advertised at the beginning of the year for freshmen. So I saw posters and stuff, and then my RA, Abby Anderson, was very involved with Crew.
Okay, great. Do group members have any say in the group's activities that go on campus then?
Yes, they do. We have different groups that are in charge of different activities and stuff. May it be outreach or fellowship, prayer.
Okay.
And they come up with different activities for the group to do.
Wonderful. So one of those activities I heard is a cafe night coming up, correct?
Yes. Tomorrow night at starting at 7 o'clock in the CRC, the Campus Religious Center.
Okay.
We are having a night of music and art and free coffee.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And if we're not a coffee drinker, then is there going to be hot chocolate or something?
Yes, hot chocolate, and there'll also be cookies and bars.
Great.
And it's just a night to hang out and relax. And
Fun. So anybody can come and join in?
yes.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you say if there was music there?
Yep,
as well?
music. Yep, we have local artists playing. So.
Okay. That's cool. That's fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Well, excuse me.
Other activities that we do throughout the years, we have prayer weeks where we do 24/7 prayer out of the CRC.
Wonderful. And how long does that last, for the entire week? Or
Yes,
is
it
just-
does. Yep.
Okay.
Usually from a Sunday to Sunday.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm guessing that people take shifts then.
Yes. Yep. We do. Yep.
That would be a long time to be awake.
Yep. We also do caroling for Christmas. So that's
Okay.
coming up. And also for, well, for Thanksgiving, we did, this was new this year, we did a potluck Thanksgiving meal in Sweetland Hall.
Okay. And did a whole bunch of people show up to
Yes.
that?
Yep. We had about 100 people. So people brought
Wow.
things. And yep.
That's impressive.
Yep.
I suppose it's a lot of students on campus that either couldn't make it home for the holiday or wanted to join in the fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Noah. We do appreciate it. And I want to remind people not to forget, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, you said, is the cafe night.
In the CRC.
Excellent. Well, we'll be back to On Campus in just a couple of moments.
50. Every mile brings us closer.
64.
Every mile in a city near you.
75.
Help us find a cure for diabetes.
100.
Join the Tour de Cure.
60.
Register to ride
36.
or sponsor a rider.
50.
Call 1-888-DIABETES or visit us online at diabetes.org/tour. How many miles will you ride?
25.
Cans, water bottles, and clothes. These forms of aid cost more to ship than you think. Cash donations provide immediate and effective relief to those who need it, without the shipping costs. If we all do our part, together, we can provide help across the world. To learn more, check out CIDI.org.
Welcome back to your KSSU TV On Campus updates. I'm Josh Spreiter. The Exercise Science Department will be offering a special topics course for spring semester. This class, titled Introduction to Rehabilitation Services, will introduce the students to professions of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, athletic training, and other rehab professions. The class will also cover what to do to prepare for these graduate programs and the job outlook for these professions. Earn college credit while meeting and speaking with veterans of the Civil Rights Movement. Here's your chance to get a first-hand account of the Civil Rights Movement from the people that were there by attending a 3-day conference March 21st through the 23rd in 2013. Pick up and submit your application in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion or at SS 103 or SS 209. Be sure to submit your application today. There are partial scholarships available to help defray costs, as well as the possibility of additional financial aid. The Southwest Minnesota State University men's basketball team is ranked number 14 in the Basketball Times preseason top 25 poll. SMSU is one of 2 Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference schools ranked in the poll, with St. Cloud State coming in at number 19. SMSU fourth-year head coach Brad Bigler has 15 players on this year's roster, with 8 returning letter winners and 5 starters. SMSU returns its top 6 scorers and top 4 rebounders from a season ago. Avera Marshall Regional Medical Center has donated $75,000 to Southwest Minnesota State University to help establish the registered nursing to Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree, which will begin in the fall semester of 2013. The RN to BSN program will be offered online with occasional on-campus classwork. The degree requires 120 credits, 60 of which are transfer. Applications into the program are currently being accepted. The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference has announced the 2012 Fall All-Academic Team, with 20 Southwest Minnesota State student athletes being recognized during this fall season. To be eligible for this honor, the student athlete must be a member of the varsity traveling team and have a cumulative grade point average of 3.20 or better. Furthermore, the athlete must have reached sophomore athletic and academic standing at her or his institution. Redshirt freshmen and ineligible athletic transfers are not eligible and must have completed at least 1 full academic year here at that institution. For SMSU, 12 student athletes from football, 4 from volleyball, 3 from soccer, and 1 from women's cross country were named to this year's team. For that complete list of names, just go to smsu.edu/today. As found out before, SMSU Enactus, is formerly known as SIFE, is collecting donations for used laptops and computer games to help educate Jamaican orphans. The laptops and software will be handed in to deliver to Jamaican orphans with Enactus members travel to Jamaica in December. All laptops will be cleared of all personal data. Please drop off your laptops and educational computer games at the Enactus office, CH 105. For more information, please contact Enactus President Ben Tiensvold. Donations will be accepted through December 1st. Minnesota State University Student Association has its annual lobby corps during the spring semester. Each year they go up to the Capitol and lobby for student rights and let their voices be heard about different situations on hand. If you would like to be a part of this, there are applications available for this in SC 217. It's a great experience and provides involvement for students at SMSU. The deadline to turn this application is November 30th. The drama club's Wonder of the World, a wicked comedy by David Lindsay Aber, has been postponed from this past weekend to December 1st and December 2nd. There will be 2 performances on each day at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. in the Black Box Theater, located in Fine Arts 112. Tickets are $6 for adults and $4 for students with ID. For more information, call the Fine Arts Department at 537-7103. On December 6th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., Residence Life West End staff invites all faculty and staff to the volunteer at the annual Casino Night event in the Conference Center. This year's theme is Pirates. Many faculty and staff volunteer their time to make this event a success. If you are interested in volunteering your time and helping out with games, check-in, food, or any other area during our event, please contact them. There are 2 shifts available, 7 to 9 p.m. or 9 to 11, or if you want to volunteer for both, go on ahead and do that. Every volunteer will get food and beverages, and there will be a prize drawing for volunteers as well. If you would like to help out with one of the Residence Life staff's event and you're not asked, please do so. Volunteers are much needed, especially for the second shift. Please contact Residence Life, Renee Wagner or Michael Karowski. You can shoot them an email or give the office a call. We'll be right back. You're watching KSSU On Campus.
Southwest Minnesota State University, where private school atmosphere meets public school cost. Programs like culinology, agronomy, and environmental science set the standard nationwide, where grad placement rates are over 97%. And the school invests in you, putting over $80 million back into the university. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
There are moments when you think about what defines you. Mine was the moment when the doctor said autism.
As a parent, you're expected to have all the answers. But when your child has autism, there are very few answers to be had.
Can you tell me what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I don't know.
That's why thousands across the country have come together online to give researchers the insight that only families can provide. Join the Ian Project. We all have questions. Together, we'll find the answers.
Welcome back to On Campus. We are now joined with the Assistant Director of Forensics on Campus, Hilary Rasmussen. Welcome, Hilary.
Thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. Can you tell us what forensics is?
Sure. Forensics, other people think that it might have something to do with science, but it's really to do with speaking. It's competitive speech and debate. But SMSU really does focus more on individual events as opposed to debate, though we do offer it. But basically, forensics is kind of broken down into 3 different genres that you can participate in. So you can either choose to do limited preparation. So that's kind of the impromptu speaking that some people like, some people don't. You can also do public address. So that's kind of the formally written, formally researched speeches, basically. Things that might sound familiar to you based on the speech comm courses that we offer. But then you can also participate in interpretive events as well. So that's prose, drama, things like that. So you would take some literature that had been written by somebody else, cut that down to time, and sort of perform it as your own. So you can choose whatever fits your particular strengths.
Okay.
It's interesting to see the kind of students that are attracted to forensics.
So the interp categories, are those sort of like getting up and acting, or are there props allowed, that kind of thing?
It's comparable in the sense that you're sort of embodying characters or telling stories, whatever that might be. But no, you're not allowed any costumes. You don't get any props aside from your script, which can be used as a prop. But yeah, you're essentially interpreting the literature as opposed to sort of acting within the scene. It is a distinction. But it's entertaining to watch. Don't get me wrong, it's just as entertaining, it's just the rules are a little different.
You got to use your imagination a little bit more.
Yes, creating the scene is a little bit less intuitive. You have to sort of create the scene for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do people speak for a really long period of time, or do they have, you said cut the speeches down to time?
Sometimes it seems like a long time. No. Typically, the performances are 10 minutes, although the limited preparation speeches tend to be a little shorter, which makes sense because if you're not able to prepare as much, it's difficult to fill the time. So, but typically about 10 minutes for the interp and the public address and 7 minutes for the limited prep.
Okay. So when they do the impromptu speaking and stuff like that, how much time do they have to prepare for those categories?
Well, you're given 7 minutes total for impromptu. So that means you get your prompt in the moment, right there with the judge, you sit down, you look at it, and your time begins. From there, you prepare your speech right there on the spot. Typically, it's understood that you prep for 2 minutes, speak for 5, although, you know, nobody's going to kick you out if you prep for 2.5 or something like that. But yeah, it's limited prep. And the extemp, obviously, you get a little longer because you're researching, you know, on your given prompt. That's 30 minutes to prep. 7 minutes to speak, so yeah, it's quick.
Sounds like kind of a rush.
It can be. I know there are students who get really jazzed about it. Others don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but some people really love that adrenaline rush.
Do you have a certain category that people try to shoot for? I mean, obviously, there's some that people like impromptu. Some people don't like that, where I like it, because, you know, rather than preparing for it, I'd rather just do it, and I'd always do my best in those.
Sure.
Because sometimes memorizing a speech doesn't work out the way you want it to.
No, you actually hit a good point. Depending on, I think, what the student brings in, some students get really nervous when there's a memorized text, you know, and they don't like that. They would rather sort of use their own skill set and think on their feet. That makes them comfortable. Other people get nervous when they don't have a script in front of their face. It's like, what, I have to come up with this on my own? And that makes them nervous. So a lot of newcomers either sort of edge toward the interpretive events, maybe a prose or a drama. And I don't know, sometimes I can convince the newcomer to pick up impromptu. You know, say it's fun. But really, it just kind of depends on what you want to build on. If you want to build your compositional skills, probably public address. If you want to work on kind of emotive delivery, probably interp. And if you want to work on your skills as sort of a limited preparation, a speaker, you're probably looking at limited prep. So it depends on what you want out of it and the talents you're bringing into it.
I guess especially from a speech major, you know, I'm a radio, TV, and PR, it's like you need to be able to think on your feet fast.
Yes.
You know, you don't have a lot of preparation time. So impromptu sometimes is a good thing to actually kind of help yourself when speaking.
Yeah, that's how I sell it. And I never did it as a competitor. It was not a skill that I had at that time. But I wish that I had, because then, of course, my profession was teaching, which is extemporaneous speaking. And I really wish that I would have gotten a little better at that before I started teaching. I kind of had to learn in the moment. So that's how I sell it sometimes.
So do you have to be a speech major in order to participate in forensics then?
You certainly don't have to be. We do require it of our speech comm majors and minors in different kind of capacities, but anybody can be a part, anybody can enroll for credit. So you don't have to be major to enroll, but you also don't have to be enrolled to participate.
Okay.
So really, if you're somebody who's looking to dig into this, really commit, really kind of work on your skills, you may as well just enroll for the 1 credit and find yourself with a nice grade.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who just sort of wants to dabble, maybe dip their toes in, just come on down to our office and sign up. You don't have to enroll for credit.
So what kind of a commitment does this require then from students?
If you are enrolled, the requirements are obviously different. You'll need to attend a certain number of tournaments. You need to coach with either myself or the director of forensics a certain amount of time. You got to come to the team meetings, etc. But if you're just wanting to volunteer, there are no requirements. And we have been known to even take people and coach people who don't end up going to a competition. You know, they want to coach and get better for classes or for maybe radio, TV, whatever it might be, but they don't have the time to compete. That's fine. That doesn't bother us.
How do you qualify for nationals then?
Okay. It's slightly complicated, but let's see if I can do this. The national tournament that we attend is the AFA National Tournament, so the American Forensic Association. And their requirements for one of your competitive events is you must get to finals at least 3 times. And in those finals, you must accumulate rankings that add up to 8 or less. Okay. So, you know, if you win a tournament, that's a ranking of 1. If you take second place, that's a ranking of 2. Take fourth place, that's a ranking of 4. Add that together, what is that, 7?
Yeah, we're going to go with it. Apparently none of us are math majors.
If it is 7, then yes, you're qualified. Of course, if you get 3 5s, you know, you need to keep trying and keep getting those qualifications.
So the scoring is kind of like golf, where you just want it as low as humanly possible.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And of course, this, you know, you're always kind of aiming for the picket fence, which is a 1-1-1. You know, that's like that's kind of the prestigious kind of ranking qualification, but.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Hilary. We do appreciate it. And we'll be back to On Campus in just a couple of moments.
Alone, our reach is limited. No matter how great our intentions, on our own, we can only stretch so far. But at Rotary, we believe the right group of people working together can make our communities, our world, a better place. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Do you know a young woman with severe joint and chest pain, fever, skin rashes, and overwhelming fatigue? Common symptoms for a challenging ailment. Lupus. A very serious, sometimes deadly immune disorder. Lupus affects millions of people, usually attacking women during their childbearing years. Symptoms are often misdiagnosed for years. Delay in treatment can cost someone you love their family or their life. The Lupus Foundation of America wants to end this by educating physicians as well as those people at risk. Please help.
Welcome back to On Campus. Josh, why are you wearing that hat?
Well, Anna, you know, this year I'm a resident assistant over in Sweetland Hall, and our Res Life West End staff is putting out our big fall program that's coming up next Thursday, the 6th. We are just so excited because this year we have the pirate theme, as you can see with my hat on TV today. But I'm representing the SMSU Residence Life today, and we're just so excited. We've been working on this since August. It's going to be just a great program. We're really looking forward to it. We're trying to promote safe gambling and kind of teach on sex trafficking and just kind of promote some fun here at SMSU, give people a little bit to do on a Thursday night, and we're really looking forward to it. Yet we're still looking for volunteers, so faculty or students are welcome to volunteer. You can contact me, you can contact the Residence Life office over in Neotha. But we're really looking forward to it this year. We have a lot of professors that will be doing, you know, bingo and other types of gambling games. Jan Loft, who used to be head of the radio production department, now Dean, she's actually running bingo. So that'll be interesting, Jan announcing bingo. She always loves doing that. But yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of professors, people you know, doing the dealers and stuff. So it should be a good time, and that'll start at 7 p.m. on the 6th. We'll have mocktails and food, all representing the pirate theme. So it should be very exciting. I know I got my costume already, and I just got my sword in the mail too. So I'm all excited for this. But just a good thing to kind of let some steam off before finals, and we hope a lot of people come out for it.
Does it go pretty late into the night then?
Yeah, we go from 7 to 11, and then the prize drawing will be at 11. This year we've been working really hard going out and soliciting through the Marshall area, and we have a lot of big prizes. So I mean, you will win something coming, and I mean there's some very nice prizes, especially for college students out there. So come out December 6th at 7 p.m. and you'll see all of the people that you know and just have a good time.
All right, excellent. Well, you've just been reminded again of Casino Night. Take a look at the posters that are around campus. And don't forget to check out Enactus or Cruise event tomorrow night, Cafe Night, and maybe even check out Forensics real soon here. Thank you for joining us for On Campus. Again, I'm Anna Johnson.
And I'm Josh Spreiter. We'll see you next time right here on KSSU.